Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. We're going to give people some time to log in before we get started. And let's see. I don't even know if my Lizzie B is here today. I hope so. If you are here and you can hear me, please type something in the comments. Can't post comments to some destinations. Share the stream your referral to your audience. I hope this is going live. It looks like it is. But I don't see any comments and I don't know why. Let's see. Let me go to my YouTube destination. Okay. So if you can hear me, can you type something in the comments? It's working. Okay. Thank you so much, Jenster. Thank you for letting me know. I'm doing something different today and I hope it doesn't get messed up. I am streaming on my Twitter account and my Facebook account as well as YouTube. So Jenster is here from Twitter or X, and I'm waiting for others to join from the other places. Cheryl is here. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you so much for letting me know. She's on Facebook. Yay, you found me on Facebook. Okay, so I have a few more minutes before I get started, but just to let you all know that I'm doing my regular lives on Thursdays at 5 p.m. And I'm going to be talking about a few things. And I'm going to pull that up here. And if you are here, I will let you know that I am going to be doing something a little different. Let me just pull that up because it's right here. Okay, here we go. So thank you so much for being here. If you're already here, you know that I do these lives every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But just to let you know a little bit about what I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to be talking about, of course, we know that Thomas Markle Sr. is in ICU. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about that today. Talking a little bit about Meghan's Netflix show and the whole thing around some personal feelings that I have around Meghan and her show on Netflix around her guest Naomi. I did do a video on it. I want to expand just a little bit more on it. Some things that I didn't say during my actual video, just a little bit. So Meghan's Black cultural problem, essentially. The royal state visit, some highlights from that. And Prince Harry's cringe late night show with Stephen Colbert, his whole cringe moment on there. I need to talk about that as well. So if you are here, remember to follow me. Notice. If you're here, please remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can also be a part of my Patreon and my YouTube members channel. So some updates about my Patreon channel that are going to be some things I'm going to be adding to that, changing. I'm going to have this thing that's really cool with these cozy monthly catch-ups, just to talk about what's been happening, what's going to be coming soon, and how you can be a part of helping me shape my journey, the things that I'm talking about, some recent behind the scenes things from my channel, and also given some possible feedback or answering questions about some of the videos. For example, my European trip recaps are on there right now. And if you missed anything, that I may have posted that may not be there anymore, in terms of some of my posts that I may have taken down. I do tend to kind of update things, but I'm going to have this thing where you can ask me questions and I'm going to answer them with a video. So I'm going to be launching that. So there's going to be a question and answer where you can send me your questions that you're curious about, and you're going to hear me answer them on video. I think it's going to be a very fun and a candid way to be totally interactive with everything. So be sure to stay tuned for that on my Patty Patreons. Now, I do have free and I have paid tiers on there. It's just different ways to connect with me. And thank you so much for just continuing to be here and support my work, and of course my charity with Life Smart Education. It is very much appreciated. So that is what I'm going to be talking about today. And if you are here, please go ahead and like today's live. That would be amazing if you could do that right now. If you could go ahead and like this live today. All righty. So I don't think it's not working that well. That is really, I knew I knew it. I knew something like that was going to happen. I'm not seeing any of my YouTube comments, and I don't know why. I don't know why. And that's probably because I'm streaming on other platforms right now. So here is a test. And if you can see this, please reply. I am not seeing some of the YouTube comments. Or actually, I'm not seeing any of the YouTube comments. Okay. Oh, it's on private mode. That's why. Okay, I got the answer. So let me just go back. No, I changed it. I did change it. Yep. Okay, you should see it now. It should be there because it's not on private. It is on public. So let me know if you are on Facebook. Comments on private videos. I don't know what in the world is going on. Hi, Carmen from Tropical Island, Puerto Rico. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for your comment. Yeah, I'm getting this error message about my YouTube comments are on private, and it's not. It's on public. So I don't even know why that is even happening, but let's see. Hopefully they will start appearing here because yeah, it is. Oh, you can see comments on YouTube as well. Okay, I may have to just watch it on my YouTube platform. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is while I navigate this, I'm on my phone. I want to talk about Thomas Markos. So he is in ICU right now. He had surgery and emergency surgery, and he is being he's in recovery right now in ICU. A very detrimental situation right now with him. Very touchy situation because I think when you're older in age, it just becomes more and more riskier. The more you have to be in, the hospital, there's infections, there's just a lot of things that can compromise you the older you are. And it's a tricky situation. So for me, I've got some super chats. So I am so glad I have my phone. So you have to I have to apologize. I'm actually watching the comments on my phone because I cannot see them on my computer platform. So apologies for having to go between two screens, but that's what I'm gonna have to do. Because Christine Gilbert has become a new member on my YouTube members. So thank you so much for that, so that I know what's happening. Now, Melissa has also given a super chat. Thank you. Woo woo. Melissa, thank you, girlfriend. So you're saying that you sorry, but you'll have to miss the live because you're going to be out with some friends. Just wanted to show my face real quick. Oh, thank you so much, Melissa. Thank you for letting me know. They're so kind of you, and for your super chat. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into our live. But just to continue with what I was talking about with Thomas Markle, he is in ICU, and I just wanted to give some feedback on the situation with him in ICU. I've listened to some other people talk about him being in the hospital right now, and it's really sad when you have someone who is recognizable by name as Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. We saw Prince Harry on Stephen Colbert. We saw Meghan did her drop for her Netflix show. And you haven't heard anything about them going to visit Thomas Markle. You've heard about the things that they're doing, but there's no news about her seeing her father because there's not going to be. Meghan is not going to visit with her father. And if she does, I'm sure it's going to be something she wants people to know to get sympathy. And I think at this point, to go see your father, I'll look at you with the side eye, but still be grateful that you are making an attempt. But you should have seen your father a lot, a long time ago, considering he's not in good health anyway. It's not like the man has been living in good health, lying on the beach, living his large and glorious life, and you haven't spoken to him. Thomas Markle has been ill in and out of hospital with very serious ailments, with a stroke and heart issues. So to try to even go now to get sympathy that you're going to inquire about your father is one thing. But we all know more than likely Meghan is not going to show her face. There's not even going to be a statement released, or at least there hasn't been that I've seen. And you just have someone who wants you to watch the things that she puts out in the public, support her in her endeavors as she tries to build a commercial empire, but yet not even do the right thing by your own father. And that is hypocrisy at the highest level. So whatever she does, I mean, I think at this point, you are condemned for if you do and if you don't. But you put yourself in that situation to get criticized for with whatever you do, because you haven't been able to put a step right since marrying into this high profile family. So the issues that you get from not doing what you need to do, what you should have done a long time ago, is just what happens when you make such poor choices. And Harry and Meghan, for that matter, have made very poor choices. So forget y'all. You know how we say, forget you. I mean, anybody paying attention to you and you wanting to try to get sympathy, because I think at this point, any visit to Thomas Markle is to get sympathy. And Meghan has been told by the people in her orbit, the people that are her advisors, that she has to come right with her father, her own family, and Harry needs to come right with his family. So Harry, you can go on Stephen Colbert. You can try to make yourself seem likable and act silly and do all these things that would give most people a leg up. But the fact that you have been so horrible in your life towards your family on a public stage, why would we look at you with sympathy and a good heartedness when we know what you're capable of and what you have done to your own family? It doesn't make people really warm to you. And so I just feel like you won't get any sympathy from me. So don't go see your father, whatever it's going to be. You wrong. Okay. You wrong is what I say. So we are wishing all the best for Thomas Markle Sr. And praying for him and his recovery, because, I talk about on my channel all the time, the imitation of a royal life. And we all know this is my play on words from that movie, The Imitation of Life. And we all know what happened in that movie. Okay, we all know what happened in that movie and why I talk about what I talk about in terms of Megan and what she's doing. Yeah, get your life right, girl, because you live in a real life super royalty reality show that we're gonna keep tabs on you and we're gonna check you. Okay, because what you're doing is just wrong. I mean, it's one thing to try to live a quiet life and not try to make your life public. But the fact that you out here trying to put out shows like with Netflix and Harry's going on late night shows and, writing books and doing Netflix and all this stuff, you want to be in the public eye. So if you want to put yourself in the public eye, you want people to recognize you as you do whatever it is that you're doing in the public. Well, we're going to comment and check you on the things that are happening in your life publicly. And, the fact that you don't even visit your father or make an attempt to make things right just shows you're a user and an abuser. That's right. And even what the late queen had to go through. So during the last years of her life and and Megan's staff, it's just like enough already, just enough. Like, stop being so dumb. Like, really, you're just dumb and stupid at this point with your nonsense. It's like, I'm just seriously looking at you with the side eye all day long. And Megan definitely is going to be officially losing this Netflix deal. The numbers were abysmal. Okay. Abysmal. So that's one thing. So speaking of this Netflix show, hi, Lizzie B. Thank you so much for being here. Girlfriend, I am so sorry. I am not seeing you on my computer. I have to use my phone to see the comments on YouTube. I can't see any of the YouTube comments because I changed my StreamYard platform and I'm streaming on different platforms and it has interfered. And now I can only see Facebook and Twitter comments on my computer. But Facebook, I have to see on my phone. Okay. So thanks for being here, Lizzie B. Appreciate it so very much. So just to highlight again, I'm going to be talking about um, some recaps of the royal state visit and Harry's appearance on late night, and then talking a little bit about Meghan, how she was a complete miss with this whole thing with Naomi Osaka. I mean, as a Black woman, because look, let me just tell you something in case you didn't know. My specialty, I know about royalty, but I'm a real big specialist when it comes to being a Black woman, okay? Because I've been doing it all my life. All my life. So let me just tell you something. When I saw this woman on Meghan's show, and I saw the interaction that Meghan had. And I'm just going to recap a couple things. I did do a full video about this, but I just got to reiterate a couple of things because it is ingrained in me. Like, it's like, how could you get this so wrong, Meghan? Especially if you call yourself a Black woman. How could you get this so wrong? And it hats off to Miss Naomi, okay, for wearing her hair in the very popular 2-strand twists, as we call them. Okay, that's the hairstyle that she is wearing. This is what she wore on Meghan's show. Okay, this is a very ethnic inspired hairstyle. And let me just give you a little background because I didn't talk about this in my video. That's why I'm still talking about it right now, because I didn't talk about everything in the video. Okay, when you are a little Black girl and you are having your hair done by your parents, like this hairstyle, this was how our hair was worn when we were trying to take care of our hair. We would never, as an adult woman, a child, yes, but as an adult woman, you would never go out in public with your hair like this. That's how it was back in the olden days. Okay. We did this hairstyle for our children. Our little girls could walk around and sometimes they put beads in it, like Serena Williams and Venus Williams, when they were playing tennis when they were younger, they had beads in their hair, but theirs were French braids. Well, these type of hair braids were also for young girls, but not adults. But later, when women became more used to trying to be more authentically inspired by the kind of texture hair that they have, they knew that this kind of a hairstyle is better for your hair. It keeps it from breaking. It helps it grow. It strengthens your hair. And so we made these type of hairstyles a part of our grown-up look rather than not being just for young kids anymore. Women were inspired to do this. And I'll tell you, when I first started doing this, it was back in the it was in the late 90s when after I had my son and I was living in Germany at the time. I would wear my hair like this because I'm like, ain't nobody gonna see me. I don't know nobody. I'm in Germany. I'm gonna go around in Germany with my hair like in these pickaninny. That's what they call it, like pickaninny hairstyle. And then I try to get real cute. And then I would like dress up the little pickaninny hairstyles and make the little strands like into little balls. And then I just got emboldened to go out and wear my hair like that because my hair was like, it is healthy like this. And then slowly but surely, when the more natural hair started to become popular, we started wearing our hair like this more and more in the public. Okay, it became a part of our identity, our cultural heritage, to wear our hair in a way that was used to be only for when you were younger. Okay, and so now this is the norm today, how we Black women wear our hair sometimes. Okay, and then when you take your hair out of the two strand twists, then you can have the wavy look. Okay, so it served many purposes. So I just give you that background so you can understand that true Black women, women that are aligned with their identity and culture, would wear their hair like this. Has Meghan Markle, you think, ever worn her hair like this? I would say, au contraire, mon frere, no, she has not. Okay. But what really got me was when Miss Naomi appeared on Megan's show and wore her hair like this. And Megan did not even have the respect to compliment her on her hairstyle. Because I'll give you a perfect example of what I mean and why I'm so insulted that she did not ask Naomi about her hairstyle or compliment her. I'll give you a great example. I was meeting with this, I can't remember who it was, but it was like this really high profile Black woman, like a Black woman that I looked up to. She was very accomplished. And I had my hair in a style like this, some kind of style that was like a regular, like ethnic style. And this is how you connect when you are with the Black woman, whether she is the president of the United States or of a company, or in a woman who's cleaning and taking care of the office. These two type of women will always connect on, girl, where'd you get your hair done? I like your hair. That will always be a level of how they will connect. Okay. I promise you, because that's what happened to me. And it was like empowering that we may be different professionally. You may be more accomplished, or I may be more accomplished to someone else. But when we bring up hair, we're going to always connect like equals. That's just the Black girl code, I'm telling you. And the fact that Megan did not say not one word about Naomi's hair tells you how disconnected, it gives you proof of how disconnected Megan is to her Black side. It really is a glaring observation to me, like, oh my goodness, you didn't say not one thing about her hair on your show. And this is supposed to be a show about you connecting with friends and family. And in this case, a stranger that, if anything, that should have brought y'all together in like-minded commonality. And you said not one word, Meghan Markle. You are such a fraud. That's what that said to me, girlfriend. Okay, we keeping it real here. We keeping it real. So Megan failed the Black test. Okay, she failed. Not only that, but she doesn't even wear her hair ethnically, uh, how she was born, like with her natural curls. She completely hides her natural pattern of hair. So that is also revealing to how Megan sees herself. And I find it interesting as well that Naomi and Tracy Robbins from the last season were the only Black women really that Megan had outside of her mother. So, like, does she have any real Black friends? It's almost like, okay, you can have friends that are white, but it's very revealing by the amount of people in your own life that are your really good friends, that are not millionaires and billionaires. Like, where's the average Black girl? I mean, these women that she's friends with, the white women that she's friends with, I mean, they're just regular, average, successful women. But Megan doesn't have that within a Black friendship. Like, who does she connect with about things around hair and racist things that you may feel or you may have gone through? Like, there's things that you just connect with to people who are like you. That's just how we are as human beings. And Megan doesn't have that. So that tells you she's not like a Black person, really. Really. So Megan just disappointed there. Very, very, very much disappointed me. So I want to just mention that because I don't know. Let me know your thoughts about it. I find that sometimes I have things in my head and I don't hear others' perspective, but I know that other Black women will say the same. But if you have never heard this, or if this is new to you, let me know, because I think in order to understand, I think a lot of the criticisms that we give Megan, we need to check her on this especially, because you just think Megan just tries to get over, and try to feel like, oh, she's got the Blackness because she brought her mother out on the stage. Okay, here's my mama. I got the Blackness now because here's my mama. No, it's more than that, girlfriend. You got to do more than highlight and bring out your mama. You got to do more than that, Meghan Markle. Okay, so let's just keep it for real with her and her so-called Blackness, Megan. Because that girl is a perpetrator and a fraud if I ain't never seen one. All right. Now, let's go on. I am going to now talk about give me 1 second. Okay, that was this article. So we saw that Harry, or not Harry, first the king, the state visit that was had. I'm going to share my screen with you now and just talk to you all a little bit about that and give you my thoughts on the royal state visit with the German president. And I think, yeah, just kind of talk a little bit about that. So I think it's good to highlight the real royals in these circumstances, because we know that there's real royalty out there that is doing the work that I think Meghan and Harry wish that they were a part of. Because if you look at how they have failed this week, more so Meghan with her Netflix show, you can see how this state visit had to be an eye-opener for the loser royals, the perpetrating and fraud-like royals. Okay? It was interesting as well to listen to the king speak German, because if you do know or don't know, yours truly speaks German. Ich spreche Deutsch. Ich spreche Deutsch. And I found it very interesting to hear the king speaking German. Okay. So the king joked with the German president about his country's historic footballing dominance during a state banquet at Windsor Castle. And at the banquet at St. George's Hall, held in honor of Frank-Walter Steinmeier's state visit, the king said, Football is, of course, another shared endeavor, and I am delighted to see so many of the footballing fraternity around the table with us here this evening. Now, of course, I use the word shared in the broadest meaning of the word. One has to admit that some element of truth in the famous description of football is a game where 11 people play 11 people, and then in the end, the Germans win. The Deutsche gewinnen. The Deutsche gewinnen. Okay, the king who delivered part of his speech in German also touched on a more serious message as he called for the UK and Germany to stand shoulder to shoulder in the modern world. He said that we have, of course, experienced the darkest times and the most terrible consequences of conflict. But perhaps now, so many decades later, the acknowledgement of past suffering has become the basis for an honest friendship, renewed and redoubled. At the banquet, some 160 guests dined on a nearly 164 foot feet mahogany table. And when I saw that photo, I cannot believe, I'm sorry, how long that table is. I mean, of course, they've done it on several visits, but the picture that I saw really, like this time that I saw, really put it into perspective. And I just could not believe how long that table is. I mean, my goodness. Um, it runs the entire length of the hall with a towering Christmas tree serving as the backdrop. So they talked and joked, and yeah, everything was really nice. And I don't know if well, maybe you do. Uh when you see this uniform here that this gentleman is wearing, this guard is wearing, this is the same outfits, in the Wizard of Oz, the soldiers of the evil witch. That looks just like the uniform of the guards of the evil witch. I just wanted to make that observation because I was just like, it was triggering for me when I saw when I saw that, because I'm like a big Wizard of Oz. Speaking of which, at the Las Vegas, what is the name of the building? There's a building where you can see like a 5D version of the Wizard of Oz. And I want to go see that so bad. Like, I want to even vlog about that and do a video on it because it's just amazing. I'm sure you've probably seen it on YouTube, but it is amazing. The 5D version of the Wizard of Oz. Got to go see that. So they did a lot of different things during this royal visit. The visit ended today. They had, oh my goodness, the state banquet, the music and the food. I mean, you got to be very multilingual when you do things at this level, because I'm telling you, I could hardly, I mean, it was bad enough when I went to Lady C's ball where I could read some of the items or the food, but you got to really understand your food and be able to, the cuisine at that level is just, at a different level. So that's something that I'm looking forward to exploring and learning more about. They talked about the German president talked about the human ties between countries weakened by Brexit. That's political stuff that I don't talk about, but yeah, we know about that. Enemies became friends. They talked about his last visit, the king's last visit to Germany. They planted a tree together, an ash tree in the palace garden of the Schloss Bellevue, a symbol of friendship. It is still growing and thriving there today. And with the relations of the two countries, the roots of these relations are deep. So I thought that was nice and very meaningful. The German president jokes about the country's sense of humor. It is now the turn of the German president, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, who speaks about the historic bond between the UK and Germany. He says that even the things that we argue about actually connect us. If we're honest, who plays football more gracefully? Who brews the better beer? the English lawn. It is better in the front garden or the garden plot. Do you prefer the British or German sense of humor? Though some would probably ask at this point, what German sense of humor? And I find the German people, because I have lived there, I was married to a German, very serious at times, very serious, but you gotta love the Germans, because when you want something done right, you know the Germans are going to do it, right? That's right. Okay. Uh, Here we have where our princess was looking lovely as ever at the state banquet. Britain and Germany stand shoulder to shoulder, shifting to more serious tone. The king says, we have, of course, experienced the darkest times and the most terrible consequences of conflict. So there's a lot that has gone on, we know, through history between Germany and the United Kingdom. It's just nice to see that this level of royalty, like the real royals, are doing things with world leaders. And it puts it into perspective that Harry, that wackadoo of a prince, is just lollyfooting around in California. I look at him as a prince with his head cut off, like he's just like a chicken with his head cut off. He don't know where he going, what he doing. He just running around acting like crazy. Don't know what's going on in the world. Like, what is his purpose? What is he doing? What you doing? Like, your father is meeting with world leaders, your father and your brother, and you here looking and acting like a wackadoo with no sense on your head, just because you married to that woman that's just really sucked the life out of you. I mean, you think you look good, you think you're all funny on Steven's show, but you look like a moron. You look like a fool, if you ask me, because your butt don't have you have no sense. Like, why are you doing these things? Like, what number time is this you coming on Stephen Colbert's show? Like, you looking like a regular now. Like, is this your life now? Like, there's no special appearance for you. You making this something regular. Okay? That just shows the nonsense in your life right now, that we're seeing you on a more regular basis on late night television. And look at what your family's doing, where you could be doing something in a meaningful way, but you're not. You're joking around, talking about fairy tale prince and princesses and kings as through entertainment. Like, you are the butt of the joke, essentially, because you're supposed to belong to real royalty, but now you've been caught up in this swirl of the entertainment imaginative way of looking at royalty that we Americans do, because we don't have royalty. And now you're here in America caught up in our nonsense of entertainment royalty, but you're supposed to be with the real royals, dude. Like, what you doing? What you doing? It don't make sense. It's like, you are so lost in your stupidness. It's irritating, Harry. It's irritating. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. So anyway, I'm just want to just listen to a little bit of the King's speech. Just a little.
There was, one has to admit, some element of truth in the famous description of football as a game where 11 people play 11 people, and then in the end, the Germans win. There was, one has to admit, some element of truth.
Okay, so just wanted to hear that. I thought that was funny as I read. Okay. So the King's tribute to Besondere Freundschaft. The King begins his speech in German, which was quite lovely, quite lovely. I loved it very much to hear the King speaking German. But can we just talk about Catherine and William? Catherine and William just looking so magnificent, stately, very royal and graceful, and very glamorous and important, wouldn't you say? You look like real royalty because you are real royalty. You're playing the part very nicely. Okay? So I thought that was nice. Seeing them come out. Yes, and Princess Anne, along with the Duchess of Gloucester, looking quite lovely. And the table setting. And one of the things, I'm going to give you a little peek into what my plans are this summer. Okay, this summer, I'm going to be, of course, going to, if Lady C has her ball again, I'll be going to that. But also, I want to go and have official a dinner and learning about etiquette and bringing you along to my experiences as an American and learning things around royal etiquette. I think it would be lovely. I think it would be lovely. So I think that place setting right there is it's very nice. I mean, I think a lot of times we think we know how to use the silverware. At least when I went to Lady C's ball, I kind of figured it out. But like this setting right here is at a whole nother level. Like this is like the creme de la creme of table setting. Okay, placements. It is very different than what I've ever eaten and done at a table. So I think that would just be really nice. I mean, imagine the experiences that Megan could have had as an American woman, right? Going to these state banquets and experiencing all this historical things that are happening, how you would be planted in history around very important stately things and matters, and the friendships that you would make, the history you could learn. Like there was so much richness, I think, in the exposure that it almost boggles the mind that Megan wanted to come back and just do the regular American acting thing or entertainment thing. Okay, I'm gonna do a Netflix show. I'm gonna make some jams. What? Like this could have been your life. Like something is seriously wrong with you, Megan. And you thought that was gonna be your opportunity. No, this was your opportunity that you completely missed. Before I go on, I want to thank Mark Carvelis for your 10 Dinah gift memberships. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I have a new thing that I can do here. Let me try it just so we can see that I'm moving up in the world like the Jeffersons. Okay, I'm moving up in the world, y'all. Okay, look. Thank you. Be getting my sound effects. And then also thank you so much also for your super sticker, Mark. Thank you. That is so kind of you. Thank you. I appreciate you. All righty. Okay, so let's go back to our story before we talk about that old wackadoo Harry and his time on Steven's show. So we have the menu, of course, as I mentioned, and it is very, I mean, one of the words I know, I recognize omelet and cafe. The rest of this stuff, I don't know. Egg, okay, shellfish, okay, I recognize. But these other words, what they having? What they having? Like, I mean, I don't read French. This is French, right? Yeah, I como allez-vous? That's all I know in French. But yeah, this is I need to be cultured. See, I would have loved to have been at this stage. Like I would learn everything. I would learn the menu. I would start speaking another language. I'd start really understanding the historical things of the people that would come as guests. Like I would enrich myself with the opportunity, because that's not a privilege a lot of people get to have up close and personal. It just seems like your whole world would open up to so much more opportunity and experiences that would enrich you. But I think Harry's devalued himself with his experiences that he's exposed himself to living in America, like just trying to be in Megan's shadow. You haven't done anything to help better your life circumstances, I think. So a lot of different things happened, with the state visit that I think visually you can appreciate. This is the picture that I was talking about, how long this table is. I mean, my goodness, it looks very beautiful. And the way they do it, the British, the way they do the things around their their royalty, the things around pomp and what do they say, circumstance. Like it just is, it's just at a whole nother level. And I could just kick Meghan for her stupidity. Um, yeah, the German president's wife, Elke Bundabindel went to go visit and speak and read with some young children at a school, which is quite lovely, quite lovely. She reads Christmas stories to the children. And the German president was at Downing Street. Very nice time doing different rounds within the country with Sir Keir Starmer at number 10. Yes, 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 quite lovely. Very nice time had by all. The president gives King Nutcracker ahead of Christmas. Princess of Wales praises beautiful German porcelain. And then they looked at these extracts from Queen Victoria's diary, which I must also mention that when I was in London the last time, I went on a tour of Kensington Palace. And I got to see a lot of the things, the historical things about Queen Victoria, which there is a video that I did on my Patty Patreons. And I gave a tour of my tour at Queen Victoria's old stomping grounds at Kensington Palace. Now they don't have, because I was hoping that there would be like an area where you could see, like, learn about Diana and where she, lived. But I think that is going to be planned later, that they're going to even have an exhibition with the late Diana, Princess of Wales, at Kensington Palace. We know that she lived there. I think that would be nice to see. I did ask about it when I was there. So, but just learning about Queen Victoria, I saw like how she traveled. I was in her rooms when she was a little girl, and I got to see her dollhouse and experience what it was like for her when she became queen. And it was just some great stuff. So there's a video of all of that on my video. It was just a really neat experience. I'm so happy I did that. Okay, so just to get through everything that happened, they were at Windsor, and the German UK visit, or the state visit, is over today. Looking quite lovely, and I must say, a nice time had by all. Lovely to see William and Catherine, of course, and the King, the Queen, and the presidents of Germany's wife together. There was one thing that I did see. Now, if I don't know, maybe you guys can explain to me what this was. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me just remove that. And I'm going to add something here because there was, and I didn't know what the Queen was doing here, Queen Camilla, what she was doing. Maybe you all know, maybe it's been written about, but let's see here. Let me pull that up. I think here.
So if you was treated like a kid.
What was she doing? Do y'all know? What was the Queen Camilla doing? Let's look again. Okay, I was just like, what you doing, Queen Camilla, girl? What you doing? I thought maybe she was supposed to be in the line, right? So I don't know. It just seemed a little misplaced. I don't know. I'm probably out of. Oh wow! What say you folks? Woo woo woo! Mark Carvelis hit P. Donna up with a super sticker. Okay, you have got to get a sound effect now, because that is just amazing. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this girl is working hard, y'all. I'm working hard. I'm showing up every Thursday to do these lives. and to give you some insight and perspective on some things. And I appreciate your kindness, sir. Very much so. All right. So let's now talk about what Mr. Wackadoodle did. I saw somebody wrote Wackadoodle on here. That old Harry and his crazy butt. Okay, so this is first the segment that came out. Now I don't know, I might get a copyright for this, but let me just play a little bit and comment and play a little bit and comment, if you know what I'm saying, so I don't get a copyright on this. So let's go back to stop that, and then we're gonna go here. Okay, so I am going to share this, and then we will take a listen to what this man has done, because yes, I just don't know. Okay, just really quick. You see what I'm saying when I talk about how Harry has now made himself a part of the American entertainment, imaginary, royal, just pretend world? Like, that's not a compliment, Harry. I mean, I know they were trying to make fun, because you're going to see Harry come in the background from all these different royal type shows, but like, you are putting yourself now in the context of this fairy tale land of royalty. And it's almost like a mockery of you, Harry, no longer being royal. It's almost like you're now becoming the pretend royal, like you're not really royal anymore. And I think he fed himself right into that by appearing on this show, because it's no longer, I mean, do you think William or Catherine would be in something like this as pretend royals? I don't think so. But Harry he's fall directly in line with the mockery of himself by appearing on this late night show, like, again, okay, in the context of this, because yeah, we're going to see what he's getting ready to do here. Yeah. So that's what's getting ready to happen, right? He's getting ready to bump into like a prince, but he's not a real prince, at least not in the context of what we saw in the United Kingdom with real royalty. He's far removed from that. But the mockery of, oh, you're a real prince, huh, Harry? Sorry, no, you're not. You are literally a cartoon of your past life now. You're not real royalty by a long stretch.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Okay, just real quick. So you see how people were laughing and clapping and really excited. Some people even stood up. I think in the context of Harry having the connection to real royalty, oh, that's all great. But when you take it to another level, when you really look deeply into those that really follow this royalty thing very seriously, and we know the context of Harry's life in real time, there's nothing to cheer about. There's nothing pleasing and entertaining about you showing up in this context, Harry. It is quite sad, I would have to say, for you to even be here on this stage in this pretend prince role, because you're not really royalty. Now, in the context of entertainment, and oh, that royal that we can connect to real royalty, not really knowing much about his life in real context in real time. Oh, sure, we can clap and we can cheer and we can be happy. Oh, there's Prince Harry. But the real matter is quite sad and tragic when you look at it for what it really truly is how I would see it. And most people that are there don't see it for that, I don't think. Okay, so here, let me just give you something else to think about, because see, like I always say, you got to listen and watch with the third eyeball. Nothing really is as it appears to be. So what we see happening with Harry right now in this moment, he needs people to validate him. He needs some kind of assurance. He needs to feel as if he's making a way for himself independent of real royalty. But this is all coming and going, and not really finite, like secure, legitimate. Like this is superficial at the highest level. of what he's experiencing right now. And it's quite sad that he thinks that this is what he needs. Why would he do this? Why would he come on this show? Why would he think that this would be a good thing to do, considering he's already been on this show a couple of times already? Like, you're going again? Like, you're making this a tradition. This is becoming your reality more often to come on this show. What does that mean? Because in the context of you doing this often is not like a special one-off. Like, this makes you just look like you are a joke. And that is what is being that is happening with Harry. He's becoming a joke. So it's quite appropriate for him to do something like this continually, because it's like, you're not really a prince anymore. It's laughable for you to be even taken seriously at this point. Reading scripted words, reading lines of comedy that are not really funny. What about the lights and cameras and the anxiety from the clicks of all the trauma allegedly you've had from what has happened to you and your mother? I see Meghan Markle written all over this, and Harry trying to pay his bills and try to make a way to get by like us regular, everyday people. It's quite sad, Harry. You're quite sad.
That sounds like a fantastic movie, but you're an actual prince. Why would you be?
No, he ain't. No, he ain't, Stephen. He's not like a real prince. To who? Real royals are over in the United Kingdom at the state visit with the German president. Real princes are not on a Hollywood set reading scripted lines, trying to get superficial laughs and applause. Let's just get that straight.
Why would you want to be
a real prince? I'm sorry. No, you're not a real prince. Not to us that know what this is. Not the biggest joke of all time. I know he's not trying to reference that Meghan Markle. Okay. I just know that's not what he's trying to reference. Yeah, even your lawsuits are a joke and baseless. Yeah, a good way to make fun of yourself, Harry. Right, look, I don't know. Harry is just lost. He really is. I think this is a big mistake. Now, there was something else that he did on this show that was, I think, a reference to a UK lady over in that some people were saying that he was making fun of her. And that was this clip right here.
So if you was treated like a king for the day, what would you want me to do for you?
Beg for me, probably.
You'd want me to do what? Beg?
Beg. Beg.
Beg?
B-A-K. Beg.
What?
Bake.
Oh, bake!
Okay, well, I don't know much about the lady that that's a lady over in the UK. They were saying that some people were saying that he was making fun of her. I don't know that lady in terms of her TV work or whatever, but I just think that it encompasses a lot of the future that Harry has now with having done these things, because this is becoming, like I said, something on a regular basis for him. And he's becoming a joke. He's becoming a laughing stock and making fun of himself and trying to play along, to get likability, because we know that Meghan's likability is in the gutter. I think he's trying to do something to help their earning potential in the States. But he's fallen quite far, and it is quite sad to see. It is a disgrace. And I can only imagine how William looks at this, especially having, that's his brother, and the role that Harry was supposed to play as the spare, and how he has now become the lapdog, the spare to his wife's dream of making it in Hollywood, which is the most superficial, not important type of life that you could aspire to have and to be looked at as someone. I mean, I could see if Megan was trying to become this very serious, very, very well respected actor, but she's not. She hasn't tried to hone her craft because we know she's trying to get back into acting. And don't think for a moment that her doing this role as herself is going to be just a one-off of her just playing herself. No, this is a stepping stone back into the film industry. This is her trying to open up the doors of being back in the industry of the movies and television. And Harry is playing along with that, helping her. He is her lapdog. He's, trying to play a role to open up doors. We can't forget what he did at the Lion King premiere, asking Bob Iger, for a role for Megan. Like the audacity of him even doing that then when he was still within royalty. They are a complete joke and a laughing stock. Megan cannot even get real people of A-level status that she has met to come on her Netflix show. And you think this is a good move for you? No, that's just your tenacity and your drive to keep persevering. But it's not going to be your open door to a global empire that you think it is going to yield you. Absolutely not. And Harry has become a joke. I think at this point, removing the titles has to happen now more than ever. It's just a look into the future of what is ahead for this man. It is quite sad. It's very sad. But what can I say? What can I say? All I know is I respect those that have a real platform of royalty, and this pretend royalty that he's a part of. I want nothing to do with it. Nothing. But I'm going to call you out on it all day long. All day long. All right. So I want to also thank once again, Mark. I think you sent me 2 super chats or stickers, which I am like, that is amazing. Thank you so very much. I appreciate your support. Yeah, so I do these lives every Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to be a part of my community, once again, you can be a part of my work that I do as a charity, Life Smart Education. And thanks to everybody that has donated to my charity. I thank you so much, because that is where the real sacrifice for me goes. I mean, I'm telling you, you talk about work that doesn't get any easier. It's that work, that charity work that I do. So thank you to everybody that supports me. And if you are able to support $5 a month, it goes a long way if a lot of people do it. And it's a way that I can keep up the work that I'm doing to provide important life skills to underserved youth and to give them global experiences, because we cannot forget the whole reason why, and part of the reason why I started this channel was how Megan on a world stage was doing everything to screw up a great opportunity and to look like a complete wackadoodle, like someone said in the comments. It's just how she behaved. I mean, you stood next to the Queen of England on the balcony. For real, Meghan Markle. For real, you showed out and became seriously ghetto on the world stage with the nonsense that you did, calling the royals racist when you yourself, like I said in the beginning of this live, don't even have the cultural references to even be a Black woman. You showed it. You gave us proof of it on your Netflix show when you had Naomi Osaka on your channel, on your show, how you completely missed the cues of really showing your alignment with Black people and women especially. Girl, you missed it big, like huge, big. I couldn't believe it. Insulting at the highest level for me. And any Black woman that continues to support Megan, having had that gaffe of cultural miss, check yourself, check what you really are supporting, because you certainly aren't supporting a woman who is proud of her heritage and her color. If you're going to miss that, check it for real, for real. But I'll have to talk more about a lot of more of this later. So thanks so much for your support of my live. I thank you for being here. Oh, and also I did do an interview with Taz. And thank you so much for those that joined on my X account and my Facebook account, which is new for me. This is my first time streaming live on those platforms. And if you are on Facebook, remember, I'm on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook. I am trying to do more and more on my Facebook channel. So thank you so much for everyone who's followed me on Facebook and for being here and for your super stickers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much for all of your support. I will be reading the comments. If you don't get a reply, it's not that I didn't see it, but I am going through the comments and reading them because I do want to hear your feedback. And thank you so much for supporting me. And I'm trying to, I'm really trying to make meaningful conversation out of the things that I talk about around this whole royal stuff. Because we all know Diana, the late Princess Diana of Wales, brought me into this. She brought me into this thing that I'm doing now. And Meghan, she brought it on in a different way for me to kind of check her, that American woman who thinks she's royalty. I'm sorry. No, we got to check her. All right, everybody. I will see you all in my next live, and I will have a video coming out tomorrow. Thank you so much. And thank you, Lizzie B, once again for being here and moderating. And thanks for all the super stickers and super chats. I love you guys so much. And I will see you all soon. Cheerio. Bye-bye.